What's going on, everybody? This is Jaden with How to Apple, and the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pro was just announced today. And I'm going to dive into what I really think about the phone. Now, I love Apple, but we about to get real, so stay tuned. So before we dive into all the advertised features of the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro, I want to know what you guys think about the keynote, because put a comment below. I have my own opinions, but I want to see what you guys think. So before we even go any further, drop what you think. If you were impressed, if you were not impressed, if you think it wasted your time, or if you are pumped and ready to sit out in front of Apple, spend the night there and get your phone, or if you're going to pre-order it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. So starting off with the iPhone 11, of course, they took the XR from last year and made that the base model iPhone 11 for this year. So that's why we have all the colors. But I do notice that the coral is not there anymore. So the orange, coral, whatever you want to call it, that's no longer there. And as I scroll down, I can see the colors right here. Now they do have this green color, which I think is pretty cool. Check that out. That looks pretty cool. There you go right there. And of course, we do have two cameras on this model that we didn't have on the previous model. Now I'm going to go ahead and complain right here about the iPhone Pro. I personally think they need to bring these colors to the Pro. I mean, why is it that I'm going to be spending more money and I can't even get the selection? If I want to, if I want to get a red iPhone, I have to get the base model iPhone 11 instead of going Pro like I want. I mean, is it all strictly business, or can I at least have some fun with my iPhone if I'm going to drop that much money? I think they need to up the options, not lower the options, because when you go to the iPhone 11 Pro, you get less options when it comes to your physical color or whatever. So I think that's a little backward in the tiered approach, so whatever. Anyway, scrolling down, of course we got the wide angle and the ultra wide. We do not have the telephoto lens on the iPhone 11. I keep wanting to say the 11R, but it's not the 11R, it's the iPhone 11. So you do get that wide angle now if you want to take, and I believe it takes two pictures whenever you actually take a picture. So you can actually edit the photo after you take it to get more of that, that range from the ultra wide, the ultra wide camera. So scrolling on down, here we go. You got more camera stuff. That's pretty cool. Now this night mode, I'm actually kind of shocked about it. Let me know what you guys think, because if it can literally take a picture, there we go. If it can literally take a picture from completely dark like that to, great exposure and all that kind of stuff to look like it's pretty much got full lighting, if they can take a picture like that, that's actually going to be amazing. So I'm actually wanting to see it. I am wanting to see this in person. I want to know what you guys think. So that is actually something pretty cool. Moving on down. Portrait perfect. Of course, you get the portrait mode. You get the front facing camera on the XR. See, the front facing camera on the 11 is a whole lot better than it was last year. So I got to give the props to that. Let's check out some stuff. You got slow-mo your selfies now, which people are calling slow-fies. So you can take a slow-fi now. I think that's pretty cool. I can see some people doing a whole bunch of nice little edits with their slow-mo and their hair that I don't have. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So looking at some of the other good stuff that come with this phone or whatever, my attention is drawn to the wireless charging, of course, but the fast charge capability, that mess is hilarious. If you watched the keynote and you saw how people were completely dead silent, matter of fact, let's run that real quick.
iPhone 11 Pro Max, up to 5 hours longer in your day. We're also including our fast charge 18-watt adapter in the box, so you can charge them all faster too. So, I know what you're waiting for. I am too. Let's talk about the cameras. No question, my favorite.
Bruh, people were straight up silent because I believe they're still salty. I'm still salty that you only gonna put this fast charging brick in the iPhone Pro case. Like, come on now. You mean to tell me you cannot? First of all, you should have did this last year. This should have been done last year. They should have added that fast charging block in last year's iPhone, but they waited to this year. And also, you have to get the Pro. You got to spend the extra money just to get the fast block included. Bro, y'all tripping. So yeah, that mess was funny. But as you can see, that's the only thing you actually have to buy now because it doesn't come included with the box. Whatever. You got faster Wi-Fi. You got faster LTE, the gigabit class LTE, which is not 5G. That's probably going to come out on the next iPhone. So if you want 5G, you're going to have to look for the 2020 iPhone, of course. The audio sharing is pretty cool. You can actually, have 2 sets of AirPods listening to one phone, so you can share music, not share music, but share listening to music with your friends. That's pretty cool. Of course, dual SIM and eSIM and stuff like that. Now we get into the iPhone 11 Pro. But first, let's go ahead and look at the pricing. So I'm going to view pricing at the top. And as you can see, they're going to put that cheap number, $399 with a trade-in. So let's go down. Do I have an iPhone to trade in? Yes, it's $399 if I wanted to pay up front, or $699. Now, that is cheaper than the last year's iPhone XR. So you can't really complain there. You are getting $50 taken off of the original price. So hey, kudos to Apple. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit no, and then I'm gonna choose red because that's my favorite color. And then you have the capacity down here. Oh, okay. So I chose red. So right here, actually, the base model 64 gig is $699. The 128, $750. The 256 is now $850. So there is a $50 difference. $50 difference per 64 gigs, I guess, because you're doubling that. You're gonna go up $100 extra as opposed to 50 from the whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. And you got your cell phone companies as well. So that's the pricing for the iPhone 11 base model. So let's go ahead and jump into the iPhone 11 Pro. And oh snap, sookie now. Okay. Trying to do a little something on this iPhone screen. Okay. Trying to make it look all sexy. So let's go ahead and scroll down and let's see what they got. So $599 with a trade-in. Ooh, okay. So anyway, of course, with the iPhone 11 Pro, you have the triple lens setup, whatever that's called. Which you have the telephoto lens, the wide angle, and the ultra wide angle. So that's pretty cool. And of course, like the 10, wow, like the 11, I'm gonna keep saying that because the colors. Anyway, like the 11 Pro will do 3 photos at one time, and you can actually take advantage of all 3 of those photos just off of one snap. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. So you got the Pro camera system, which I want to know in the comment section below. After you've watched this keynote, do you think this iPhone really lives up to the fact of, really lives up to the name Pro? Do you think that this should be called an iPhone Pro? I personally think there are some MacBooks that shouldn't be called a Pro, but whatever. So of course, ultra wide lens, you got the wide camera, and you got the telephoto camera. That's pretty cool. I'm assuming you guys have already you already looked at the keynote, so doesn't seem like there's much on this page. Okay, so you can do zooms now, of course, with the different cameras, 4K videos, everything that, in my opinion is somewhat normal or whatever that we already kind of got. It's nothing impressive. Now the A13 Bionic chip, I personally think that the iPhone 11 or the iPhone XS is a lot faster than the 10. I mean, that's what I think. When I got my XS Max, I noticed a speed difference. So let me know if you guys notice a speed difference with your newer phones and what you think about the iPhone 11 Pro. The A13 Bionic chip hopefully is going to be pretty beast, especially with all these new games coming out with the Apple Arcade. So yeah. So we got the ultra wide, which it shows you. Come on now. Obviously the camera mode is very serious with this, which is pretty cool. That night mode is pretty cool. You got the portrait, you got the different cool little effects, whatever. Great details. So what it's seeming like to me is the main thing that's going to be beast about this phone is going to be the camera, which was pretty much expected anyway. Now, personally, let's see, you get 40% light capture, Okay. There's something. Now the screen is going to be beast. The screen is going to be a lot brighter now. You get 458 pixels per inch, which is good. Custom OLED. I like the nits that it's going to be brighter now. night shift, stuff like that. So faster GPU. Okay, so all of that stuff, pretty much the camera is where it's at. And I personally think that the iPhone 11 Pro is not really living up to that Pro expectation. Now, okay, let me rephrase that because I haven't even got the phone yet, so I don't know what it's going to live up to. But just from looking at the keynote, I personally I'm not impressed. I'll just say it that way. So enough going over the specs of the iPhone 11. You guys probably watched the keynote already, so you probably already know what everything I just said is pretty much redundant information. So let's go into Instagram. I'm gonna look at some of the questions you guys had, or some of the comments you had, or feedback from the poll that I ran on Instagram. Now, looking at the bottom, Lucas said, this is pretty much what you guys think of the keynote today in the iPhone 11. So Lucas said, I love the cinematic stabilization from 11 Pro. So I am thinking that the stabilization, because if you guys looked at the video that Apple, took only with the iPhone, it did look pretty stable. And they said it was with hands. There was no gimbals involved. So, hey, I guess we're going to see if that's, whatever. New phones, the new watch, yes. So apparently you're a lot more impressed, Francisco. You're a lot more impressed with the Apple Watch than you are the Apple iPhone, which personally, I kind of am too. I'm not really impressed with the iPhone 11. I'm not. And honestly, I'm not going to get it this year. Unless I got the extra money. If, somebody drop that donation in the super chats whenever I go live, you know what I mean? Let me get that iPhone. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm probably not going to get this phone. Let's see. Steven said, love the iPhone 11. However, I don't feel the iPhone or the 11 Pro deserves the Pro naming. Very well said. I don't either. DH, I'm just going to say. Not a big fan. Okay. Not a big fan of an upgrade for me. I have the XS Max and a Series 4 Apple Watch. Yes. So I have the Series 3 and the XS Max. I personally do not think you should upgrade. If you already have a XS Max or a XS, I don't think you need to upgrade. So now if you have like an iPhone 6, which is about to drop support for iOS 13, yes, this will be a huge upgrade for you. If you have like an iPhone 8, I think it would be a huge upgrade because I noticed the difference from the 10 to the XS. So if you have any of those phones, this might be a good upgrade for you. Let's see. David said good, so he thought it was good. The keynote. Do a recap. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not necessarily doing a recap, but I'm just going over whatever. I didn't want to go live, so this is my live stream. Luke said iPhone 11 for $17 a month. Now notice that's probably with the trade-in. You have to have a trade-in, and you have to have a trade-in that is worth, it has value. You can't just bring them no iPhone 4 that's sticking the screen, half the screen is hanging off, flopping, and think you're going to get a good credit so you can get you a cheap iPhone. I doubt that's going to be the case. So, yeah. The only next Steve Jobs. Okay. He said, didn't watch it. I was in school. I only got the iPad. I only got the iPad part, then had to stop watching it. So, yeah. The iPad's pretty cool, the budget iPhone, or the budget iPad. Scientific Dre said, disappointed. Yeah, just one word, disappointed. I don't blame you, bro. This is a lot of hype for not that much hype. Jay Shack said, I'm ordering it. Okay. Hey, dog, if you get it, what color you going to get? Leave it in the comment section below, Jay Shack. Matter of fact, everybody leave a comment below on what color you think is hot. If you think the stinking iPhone 11 Pro needs to have color options other than the ones we get. Like, why? Anyway, whatever. So Teen97 said it was underwhelming. It was an underwhelming keynote, and I'm debating on upgrading. Okay, so maybe you were under the persuasion that you were going to upgrade, and you saw the keynote, and now you're like, you know what? I don't even know if I'm going to upgrade. Me personally, I'm not. Edgar said I would love to get the iPhone 11, but I recently got the 10R. Yes. Now, if you have the 10R. Now, okay, from the 10R to the 11, I think that's a pretty reasonable upgrade because the camera system is so much better on the 11, the base model 11, than it is the 10R. I personally do not like the 10R camera very much, especially in low light or even when using the flash. That single camera, I didn't think it made much of a difference until I actually did a test on it. So anyway, yeah, but unfortunately, you got to pay that phone off. Or you can try to look into trading in. So I'm not sure if you got to pay your phone off and then do the trade-in. I don't know how that works. Headache, okay, said pretty cool. Saud, he left 2. He said, I'm probably one of the few who likes the camera bump on the 11 Pro, okay? Gonna keep my 10s Max for another year. I'm getting the Series 5 soon. So yes, again, Saud, he is liking the Apple Watch, not very impressed with the iPhone 11. And of course, I guess you do like the camera bump on the iPhone 11 Pro. James Howard said, liking the watch a lot, really want it. So of course, he likes the watch. Suckblade, I guess that's how you say your name. I know who you are, but I don't know how to say your name. Anyway, green iPhone, kind of dope. Oh, that's another thing too. What do you guys think about the color releases for the iPhone 11 Pro? Of course, like I just said, I think they need to have more colors like the 11. But that green, like, what is that? I think there's a reason why they just slid that in first and then slid the other colors in. Most of the time they would highlight the color change or whatever, but whatever. I don't think it was that serious. Didn't know I needed such a thing to exist. That's funny. Shemaya, I'm gonna say your name is. Couldn't. I was at school. I was waiting for the Apple. Okay. KS Loading. Kevin said, I don't know what circle I'm gonna look at when I get pictures taken. So pretty much, he's like, I'm just gonna be confused, like like a tiger when you put that 3-prong chair in front of them, they get kind of confused on what to attack. So yeah, I don't even know what camera to look at right now, and I'm making a video. Anyway, Taylor Green said, I'm honestly surprised they didn't price hike the phones again. So yeah, that's pretty good, which actually I didn't even get into the iPhone 11 Pro. I'll probably just slide the prices down here. So yeah, Nini said, what's with the camera? And I mean, I love Apple, but can we wait, let me start over. What's with the camera? And I mean, I love Apple, but can we see some change at all? I mean, you sound like you just like disappointed. Like, my Lord, what in the world are they doing with this camera? What in the world are they doing with the iPhone? Whatever. I'm not that impressed as well. So Kartik said nothing special because new phone, higher price, same features, and some body changes. So pretty much what you're saying is, look, they didn't really do much, but they did change the stinking price. So they made the price higher, but didn't really, do much with the phone. So nothing impressive. You also said Indians want best performance camera quality and good affordable price. So yeah, you're getting the best camera, but I'm not necessarily sure if this is an affordable price. So also, all my Indian subscribers, let me know in the comment section below if the iPhone is really hard to get in India. Like, are these prices outrageous for you? I mean, for Americans, it's expensive. I mean, yeah, you think America's rich, and yes, we are rich comparatively speaking, but that's still expensive. $1,000 for a phone is still expensive, but people do it because you get the little payment plan on your AT&T, on your Verizon, whatever cell phone. So we think in our minds it's cheaper, but it's not. Wired In said, I found it underwhelming. I totally get next year is the year, but still disappointed. Yes. So I feel you on there. Biggest disappointed. Sorry. So yeah, I agree with you guys. I think the keynote was not that serious. It was actually kind of very underwhelming, as many people like to say. That was actually a good word. Very underwhelming. So guys, there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the iPhone 11. Of course, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about the keynote. I will definitely reply to every comment that I get, as I always do. I just don't even know what to say. I like I said, underwhelming was a very, very good word for this keynote and the iPhone. Now, I won't say the whole keynote because the iPad was pretty cool, which I have an iPad Pro, so I'm not really worried about that. The Apple Watch, that's pretty much what people need to look out for, is that Apple Watch. I think that's probably the most exciting thing that people actually saw with this keynote. But the iPhone 11 in and of itself is a good upgrade if you have an iPhone XR. The iPhone 11 Pro is where the real disappointment came. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you're new here and you're not a part of the How to Apple fam. Then give this video a like. Subscribe to my channel, of course, so you can learn how to Apple without the E. Catch you later.